It does remind me of Rage Against the Machine song. They're kind of talking through what sounds like part of an intelligence report.
Welcome to Dastardly Hamster. I'm here today with my friend Mika, and she liked the last two Propagandhi songs, so we're going to be listening to a third one today. This one is called America's Army, and in German, Die Jugendmarschier. I have no idea how to pronounce it, so my apologies to all of our German viewers.
I will give it a try because I actually took a year of German in grade 6. Die Jugend marschiert. We'll say.
Okay. I have no idea if that was correct, but you sounded like you might be correct. Let us know in the comments if we aren't very good at speaking German. Okay, so this is the third song. So if she likes this one, I get sort of a freebie. I can just give her something like a one-off that I want to show her, which will be unrelated to this. But we can always return back to this band in the future. So this song is interesting. It's called America's Army. It's actually named after a video game of the same name. This video game was actually put out by the US government somewhere around early 2000s.
Was that to find the best players or to get strategies?
Unfortunately, even worse than that, they would have recruitment officers on the game actively recruiting people
in the chats.
Using the game.
Yes. Right.
So this was essentially a way for them to reach kids who are growing up playing these video games. Maybe they get really into them, become addicted to them. And those were the people that the army was targeting. I gave you a particular set of lyrics here. I mentioned earlier that Propagandhi writes songs that could be essays, right?
Right.
They don't have a normal flow. It's just like a long sort of paragraph. And so the first thing you said to me when you looked at the lyrics, you're like, I don't think these are the lyrics. It's like, no, those are the lyrics.
Yeah, right.
But it's written in the form of an acceptance speech.
I am expecting something probably fast. So I'm looking at the timing here, and this song is just over 4.5 minutes. And when I look at the lyrics, that's a lot of text. So I expect this to be very, very fast, something very thought-provoking. And I am happy to hear about the backstory before going into this because I think it will enhance my experience. I'm not sure whether there's even going to be a chorus. It might just be talking. And
there is no chorus, I can tell you.
Okay, I'm not entirely surprised.
So I believe that this was a song that they would have the Hitler Youth sing. I believe. I'm not sure.
And now that we're hearing that part of the song, it does make me think that this is basically a comparison of the US to Nazi Germany.
I'm not so sure that the Nazi comparison is like the big thing they were going for here, though I guess you could say that. I think the bigger thing is just how Hitler targeted the youth, right, and really got them indoctrinated at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're saying like it's similar to what this game is doing. It's indoctrinating people at a young age, and then they're using those kids and recruiting them.
All right, so yeah, it sounds like any press release or introduction at an event.
Right.
I one thing that I do really appreciate is that all of the timing on this band of what I've heard so far is a little bit off from what I expect, and I really appreciate that.
Right.
They did start with a big sound. I love that. And then
Hmm.
when the song actually started, it took me aback because I was trying to read the lyrics at the same time, and they didn't come in when I expect. So
Right.
I do really appreciate that. The voice, I'm now that I'm being more aware of the voice, it still feels so Sum 41 to me. And I guess I guess in the category of like Offspring, I get a lot of Offspring off of this. Not my favorite type of music, but I'm okay with it, and I am liking the instrumentation.
Okay, I could see maybe more Offspring vocal. I think. See, I have a hard time comparing his voice to anything else. It's so distinct. There's
Hmm.
not really any other singers that sound like him.
Hmm.
And because of that, I find it like his voice is so perfect for what he's singing. Like if anyone else was singing in this, I don't think it would be as good.
They are singing this talking piece, but it does remind me of Rage Against the Machine song,
Yeah.
where they're kind of talking through what sounds like part of an intelligence report. There's a System of a Down song where they also do some talking. It sounds like it could be politicians talking about the prison system, for example. So
Okay.
I can appreciate the direction of this, and I think this is, with a name like Propagandhi, this is probably the most relevant song to their name. Although there are many songs that you haven't shown me, so maybe my mind will change on that. I really like the line, this virtual training course, this portal, this Trojan horse that you living idiots paid for and actually rolled into your own kids' rooms. That feels deep, and it does remind me of I'm gonna play you at some point a Rage Against the Machine song that talks about media and the way that media gets into people's heads. And so I'm definitely getting a lot of that here, and the virtual training course, the game is the virtual training course. And when I first saw a virtual training course, it kind of made me laugh, but I didn't actually make the connection to the game yet because now we are living in the world of virtual training courses, and most courses are online. So it didn't shock me for a second. And then I realized, oh, they're talking about the video game, and these online chats is the virtual training course, which is a Trojan horse. You let in what you think is a gift, and it becomes a curse. I love the part about rolled into your own kids' rooms, goes to this idea of instead of forcing people to do something, you make them believe that they want to do it of their own volition, to the point where people are spending hundreds, thousands of dollars for years, for generations, buying games and buying access to entertainment, and we spend our own money to propagandize ourselves. All right, so
Um,
yeah, I'm liking it, and I like the explosion of sound. I like how things are moving, but I am a little bit feeling the absence of a chorus. The songwriting lacks a little bit. I'm letting it go because I know that you're probably gonna find me more songs that do have like a regular song structure, and that's not what this was, and I'm okay with that. But I don't love the sound, but the lyrics are getting me
hmm.
through.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of punk songs throw away typical song structures.
Yeah.
So a lot of them won't go with like a verse chorus structure. They'll just go rant, like it'll change. Like this one has essentially three or four parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
It never goes back to an old part. It just continues moving forward the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it keeps changing.
Okay. Guitar drags a little bit. Kind of wish they had filled this space with something more interesting and impressive.
This whole song has been really fast, really in your face, right? I would say this is pretty typical of Propagandhi. Is what they'll do is they'll be like really angry, really direct from the beginning, just like all your anger seeped. And then they'll, like somewhere in the middle, they'll slow it down a bit, right? You get a little bit more somber. You're going from that anger to like the sadness, right? It's like taking you on that journey of like how you sort of feel when you react to bad things that are happening in the world. Like you start with your anger, right? And that's what comes out first. And then eventually the sadness comes out. And so I think we're seeing that here is we're going from, yeah, one emotion to another. And then we're going to end with some anger because you can't end on a sad note. But
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I mean, I certainly wouldn't mind hearing this at a party or while someone else is driving, it comes on or whatever. Here, listening intently, I found it a little bit long, but if it was a background thing, I'd be fine with it. It was fine. I really didn't like what he was doing with his voice around shut your mouth and get back in your seat. I don't know, it's just like it was weirdly spaced. And when he stopped singing, I was happy for that last piece of instrumentation. I felt like the middle paragraph had some depth to it. The third paragraph, the candy floss, it was like the only thing that I was like, oh, maybe there's a meaning there, but otherwise it was like, it was fine. I don't know, was this maybe some of their earlier work?
No, this was like mid 2000s probably.
Okay. I was less impressed by the songwriting in there. There was a lot of like, just a lot of the same, you know, like it's like my first draft if I were trying to write a song. Let's say I was trying to turn this thing of my eyeliner that I bought, if I was trying to turn it into a song, I'd be like, eyes are scratched, stop using the eye cosmetics.
What is your rating?
I think I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5 ham stars for the lyrics and the meaning. I think that there was something in there. I preferred the middle of the song when I felt like there was meaning. Musically, I found it lacking. I wasn't super impressed with the actual musicality. Still not crazy about the singer. It doesn't like super annoy me, except for that part that I found repetitive. I feel like I could probably have gotten as much from the song just by reading the lyrics as actually hearing it. I think that this is what that song was supposed to be for. So I'm not mad at it, and I would absolutely listen to more songs by them in the future.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I give this a 5 out of 5. I really love this song. I love how, I mean, again, like I said, this is the most Propagandhi songs. They'll start very aggressive, very angry, sort of become more somber in the middle, and then end with some anger. I really like that. I think the lyrics are genius. The first time that I saw the lyrics too, I thought, like, where are the lyrics? And I was like, even when I was listening to the song, I remember the first time I saw them, I was like scrolling through. I'm like, what is this? And I was like trying to find where the lyrics were. And it took me like, I don't know, like a couple minutes before I realized, wait, these are the lyrics.
Right, okay, yeah.
I don't know any other songs that are written about this video game, so it's also like a topic that's not like reused a whole lot.
Mhm.
It has its own identity. There's a line at here at the end. It says, "They won't know a thing but this community, this real life Ender's Game." So I looked up Ender's Game because I wasn't sure what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Just reading from Wikipedia, it says it's a 1985 military science fiction novel by Orson Scott Card in preparation for an anticipated third invasion. Earth's international military force recruits young children, including the novel's protagonist, Andrew Ender Wiggin, to be trained as elite officers. This is saying like this is the real life version of that. That's it for us, Hamstars. Spin your reels down to that subscribe button.
And give us a dastardly thumbs up.